Every single franchise has won a championship due to different amazing players throughout the years. But what if I told you I took every all-time roster and put them in one league and pitted them against each other? Who'd win MVP? Who'd win the championship? Who wouldn't make the playoffs despite having the best players possible? Let's find out. Hey, real quick, y'all, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It means the world to me. But other than that, let's hop into the world of greatness. So for example, the Sixers. Moses Malone is considered the best Sixer of all time. I think it's Allen Iverson myself, or you could say Dr. J, but 2K has its own opinion, you know what I'm saying? There's also going to be duplicates throughout this, like Wilt Chamberlain's going to be on a few teams, for example. They're already saying Joel Embiid's one of the best Sixers of all time. That's a little early, 2K, I'm just saying. On the Bucks side of things, Kareem, Giannis, Big O. I actually forgot Ray Allen was on this squad. I actually love the Chicago all-time Bulls. What I love about it is Derrick Rose is just like lumped in with like the Jordan era players, you know what I'm saying? And Jimmy Butler's on here, so Jimmy Butler's considered one of the best Chicago Bulls all time. That's pretty cool. Obviously, Cleveland, this is for you right here. We got LeBron, Kyrie, not much else. Kevin Love, that's really all I know. Anderson Varejao brings me back, though, I gotta be honest. Here's my favorite franchise, probably the richest history in sports right here is the Boston Celtics. I mean, you could say the Lakers, too. Personally, I think the all-time Celtics, all-time Lakers meet in the finals. I think that makes the most sense. I think they just have the most stacked all-time rosters. Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Bob Cousy, Mr. Left-Hand Dribble Wonder right there. He can't dribble with his right hand. I'm being dead ass. Go watch this film. Havlicek stole the ball. Kevin McHale, greatest sixth man of all time. The Truth, one of my personal favorite, just people in general. I love Paul Pierce. Robert Parrish, who was a key piece to the Bird era. KG, I love that KG's on this roster. He didn't play in Boston for long, but man, was he crucial to our success. Rajon Rondo, in my opinion, is a top 5 passer in NBA history. The guy has some of the flashiest passes you will ever see. The Clippers don't have a rich history like Kawhi Leonard's at the top of this list. That's, you know what I'm saying? The Clippers have not been around long, so there's not much. Like Chris Paul's on this list, you know, Blake Griffin back in the day. Like, this team's not going far. Much like in the Chris Paul era. The Grizzlies are another one of those teams that are not going far. They got Pau Gasol as their best player all time. Zach Randolph was there a while. He did not succeed much. Zach Randolph is a regular season player. He like never made the playoffs, ever. He was on a lot of bad teams. Ja Morant is considered the 3rd best Grizzly. That's insane. Freaking Ja Wick. Ja Wick over here, who might not even have a career for a while, is considered the 3rd best Grizzly all time at the age of 21. I'm moving on. Dominique Wilkins, top of the Hawks list, rightfully so. Trae Young is all the way down here. 2K needs to chill. I think, like, I know it's all-time Hawks, but these guys have not been in the league long. Oh my god. I always forget the Hawks had Pistol Pete. Paul Millsap. Remember that Hawks team that had like 4 All-Stars and almost won the finals? They just couldn't get past Braun and the Cavs. That I always forget about them. I was about to say, Al Horford better be on this list. This man gave a lot of his career to Atlanta. The Heat, LeBron's at the top of the list. D-Wade, Alonzo Mourning. A lot of people forget about Alonzo Mourning. He is considered one of the best Heat players of all time. Jimmy Butler. Yeah, I guess. I mean, win a championship, he might be one of the best Heat players of all time, and we knew it wasn't going to happen this year. Shaq had a brief stint in Miami, won a ring there. Chris Bosh, man, his career was short-lived, unfortunately. He could have played a lot longer, but just too many health issues got in the way. Okay, Bam's on this list. I have beef with that. Eddie Jones, the sharpshooter. Let's go. That guy was a cannon. Hassan Whiteside's on here. 2K. Relax. Yeah, Hassan Whiteside was your best player in the rebuilding years. I know, but you don't have to put him on this roster. Udonis Haslem, just rightfully so. You got to put him as an all-time Heat player. Like, dude, what a career, man. The Hornets, this is a sad franchise. Glenn Rice was like the shining star. Glenn Rice and Kemba Walker were the shining star for these guys for a while. Muggsy Bogues back in the day too, but literally these two guys right here were like shining stars in their very dark history. Now, the Jazz would have won a finals. They would have won 2 finals, but they just had to face arguably the best team in history in the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan. I mean, they two times in a row, they lost to the Chicago Bulls. So the Jazz could have 2 rings, but they got none. Stockton, Malone with a minor, like Mark Eaton. Mark Eaton is a very underrated center in all-time history. One of the best shot blockers this game has ever seen. And there was a time Gordon Hayward was the guy in Utah, you know what I'm saying, before he came to my Celtics and literally snapped his ankle 5 minutes into his debut. And, oh, man, I get PTSD from that. The Kings, they had Big O for a while. Jerry Lucas is here. Nate Archibald, Boogie. Boogie's considered the 5th best King of all time. Somebody who's not on this list is Chris Webber because he's not in 2K, which is so unfortunate. There's so many good players that are not in 2K. Chris Webber, Reggie Miller, Charles Barkley. The list goes on. I just found out Marc Gasol's not in this game either. Marc Gasol had a nice career, you know what I'm saying? The all-time Knicks. Now, Melo. Melo's on this team. I'm excited to watch this. Melo One of my favorite players growing up. Other than Damian Lillard, he might be my favorite NBA player ever. I swear to God. Amari Stoudemire, dude. Melo and Amari, if Amari didn't have them knee issues, bro, they definitely would have done some things, but they didn't, unfortunately. The Lakers, now this is the franchise I'm predicting to make it out the West because, I mean, just look at this squad, bro. Like, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Jerry, they're probably going to win the whole thing. It's filthy. It is absolutely filthy. Kareem and shit, they have two of the best centers ever on their squad. LeBron, even though he's had a brief stint in LA, is considered one of the best Lakers ever, at least in 2K's eyes. James Worthy was a Laker. People often forget about him. Anthony Davis, another brief stint in LA, is considered one of the best Lakers of all time. 2K, you need to relax. Wilt Chamberlain's here. 3 of the best centers of all time. Lakers are winning the whole thing. It's wraps. I've been talking way too long, y'all. I'm sorry. We'll speed run the rest. The Magic were nice. Penny and Shaq back in the day were very bright, shining stars for the Orlando Magic. Then Dwight Howard came around about a decade later and was a very bright, shining star. He almost won a finals, but Kobe got in the way. The Mavericks, Dirk and Luka together. I'm excited for that. The Nets, Kevin Durant was not in Brooklyn long. 2K. Relax. James Harden was not there long either. 2K. Jason Kidd, yes, I agree, absolutely. Vince Carter. Part of me forgot Vince Carter was there. And then Kyrie's on this list. You know, I'm done with the Nets. I'm pissed. The Nuggets, there's not going to be much. The Nuggets don't have crazy talent over the years. David Thompson. Melo, this is where he began his career with. Jokic. When Jokic's career is done, if he spends most of his career with the Nuggets, he will probably go down as the best Nugget ever. The Pacers, Paul George. Dude, Pacers, Paul George was a guy to watch, let me tell you. Jermaine O'Neal came into the league at a very young age, 18 years old, and the guy was just a beast. Ron Artest, Mr. Drama, was on this team. So Chris Paul began his career with the New Orleans Hornets, so technically he counts as all-time Pelicans. That's crazy. Anthony Davis was here. Baron Davis, David West. Dude, Zion's on this list. Zion's played like 20 NBA games, 2K. I'm not too knowledgeable on the Pistons. When I think the Pistons, I think of Isaiah Thomas, and I think of Chauncey Billups. Those are the two guys that come to mind. Oh, and Ben Wallace, excuse me. Raptors, Vince Carter's considered the best one of all time. Kawhi, yeah, he won you a ring. Okay, that helps his case a little bit. Chris Bosh is here. Kyle Lowry. This is a sleeper team right here. Don't forget about these guys. The Rockets, Hakeem and Malone. James Harden, yes, I agree. He was there a long time. By Drexler's here. Tracy McGrady. This is a nice team. Yao Ming, Chris Paul. Okay, Chris Paul's on this Rockets roster. I don't like that. The Spurs. I don't even need to say much about the Spurs. Spurs are one of the greatest franchises basketball's ever seen. Tim Duncan, David Robinson, George Gervin, Kawhi Leonard, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. The list just keeps going. The Suns have never won a championship. Charles Barkley got them there, but they never got over that hump because Jordan ran the 90s. Steve Nash, Dennis Johnson, Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, Jason Kidd. This is a nice team. Thunder, they don't have a rich history. KD's considered the best Thunder player of all time. Gary Payton, Russell Westbrook, Ray Allen. KG wasted most of his career in Minnesota. KG had to do everything for this team, man. Cat's on this list. I love Cat, but dude, he's 22. Kevin Love, he was on there for a while. That's pretty cool. Jimmy Butler's on this list. I have some beef with 2K's all-time rosters. Portland, Clyde Drexler's the best all-time. They're putting Bill Walton over Damian Lillard. Okay, all right. I'm a little partial because y'all know I love Damian Lillard. We got the Golden State Warriors. Wilt Chamberlain was here. Steph Curry, KD. This is a pretty good team. Chris Mullins here. Rick Barry. And lastly, the Wizards, which don't have a rich history. Gilbert Arenas, John Wall, Bradley Beal. Those are guys that come to mind for me. Wes Unseld. I always forget he was on the Wizards, but that's all the rosters, ladies and gentlemen. I just didn't want anyone to not be filled in because there's a lot to unpack here. So I'm in control of the Celtics. We're going to simulate the season, see who makes the playoffs, and we're going to unpack all that. So something interesting is that we have all these all-time rosters. There's going to be some trades between the all-time teams, so the best players are getting swapped around, so I wanted to show you all that. Trade deadline has passed, so no more trades can be made. Yao Ming is now on the Detroit Pistons, so that's pretty cool. Muggsy Bogues went to the Timberwolves in exchange for Wally Szczerbiak. Mike Bibby went to the Pistons. This right here is the craziest trade. The Suns traded Steve Nash to the Magic in exchange for Shaquille O'Neal and a first-round pick, so the Suns definitely finessed the Magic right there. Now, if Charles Barkley was in the game, you'd have Charles Barkley and you'd have Shaq on the same team. That is fantastic for so many reasons. I'm quickly skimming through the rest. I don't want to take too much of y'all's time right now, but here's another Steve Nash trade. Steve Nash got traded to the Spurs. That is insane. And then here's another one. Moses Malone and Dikembe Mutombo swap. Zach LaVine was actually involved, and he's going to the Wizards. Bernard King's going to the Bulls. A lot of cool trades here, but let's keep going to the end of the season. Okay, I want to know how Larry Bird with 19 points a game got MVP. That's insane. You're telling me LeBron, who got 25 a game, 25 and 11, didn't win MVP. Kobe or Kareem, who had 21 and 10. Okay, 2K, do your thing. Larry, I don't know, little rig there, I think. Okay, there's only a few awards to pass out, so Kevin Love is the 6th man of the year. Dwight Howard got DPOY. There's no Rookie of the Year or Most Improved, because this is the first year back in the league for all these guys. So, oh, I lied, there's Most Improved. Zion got Most Improved with 12 and 5.
What?
That's okay. 2K is broken, I swear. All NBA first team. Here's you guys right here. Second team and third team. Pretty cool. Look at the defensive squad right here. That's pretty dangerous. All defensive second team. Now to find out who sadly did not make the playoffs. The all-time Cavs won 28 games, huh? Wow, I was not expecting that, but I guess LeBron carries that franchise, so it kind of makes sense. Hornets, I was expecting. Wizards, I was expecting. Pacers as well. Magic, huh? Wow, I feel like they'd be pretty good, with, especially now that they acquired Steve Nash. Steve Nash, T-Mac, Grant Hill, Rashard Lewis, Dwight. Shaq should be off the... Oh, wait a minute. No, they traded away Shaq. That was the difference maker, because as y'all can see, they barely missed them playoffs. That was the difference maker. I told y'all, the Suns finessed them, bro. Like I said, Celtics were going to win the conference. Nothing crazy here to me. Here's the rest of the people. Now I'm moving to the West. Moving over to the West, the Lakers won their conference. I told y'all, Celtics-Lakers finals. It's going to happen. It's the two most stacked franchises. The Timberwolves, Grizzlies, the Suns, huh? The Suns did not... I really thought after acquiring Shaq that would help their case. Now they paired Amari and Shaq together. I guess that didn't make a difference. Dude, their entire starting 5 is 90 pluses. And they have 3 more 90s, or 4, 5, 6, 7 more 8 90s. They have 8 90s off the bench. So they have like 13 90s total. There is one guy on their team that isn't 90 plus. You're telling me they got 13th? Whatever. All right, the Pelicans, I'm not surprised. The Mavericks, I'm not surprised either, because Dirk is literally that old franchise. Luka one day might be that a big part of that franchise's history, but Jason Kidd's the only other guy that comes to mind for me. But we're going to jump into the playoffs. So the all-time Clippers and Jazz, all-time Trailblazers and Thunder over here. Then on the east side, all-time Heat, all-time Nets, all-time Pistons, all-time Raptors. So the Jazz make it in. I was hoping they would. I feel like they deserve some redemption, because they've made 2 straight finals and nothing happened thanks to Jordan. On this side, the Nets make it into the playoffs. The Pistons have a chance to show that they weren't just a fluke, even though they were in 04, just saying. But they still got to beat the Heat, so let's see if they can do that. They do not. The all-time Heat win that game, and the all-time Clippers beat the all-time Thunder. All right, cool. So these are the matchups. We got the Battle of the LAs over here. We're just going to simulate the round, see who makes it out. I'm expecting the Celtics and the Lakers to get to the finals. That was my prediction from the start, but as y'all can see, nothing crazy. Really, everybody I was expecting to make it made it. So now we got some cool series. Golden State and Utah, that's a good one. Then Boston and Chicago, the Knicks and the Sixers. Now that's a rivalry that goes back. Let's see who wins that one. That one went to 7. The Celtics got eliminated by the all-time Jordan. Jordan's gonna do it. Jordan's gonna fucking do it, isn't he? Not to mention the Lakers got knocked out, so this is a whole different video now, ladies and gentlemen. The all-time Kings pulled it off, so we're down to our final 4 with the Warriors, Kings, then we got the Knicks and the Bulls. Let's see who makes it out. Oh my god, this went to 7 games. The Kings, though. The Kings. I didn't think the Kings had it in them. I really didn't. Big O's just having a great playoffs. Not surprised the Bulls are here, though. I'm really not. Jimmy Butler killed it in that game for them. Damn, okay. In a game where Jordan did not show up. All-time Bulls and all-time Kings. This is considered the 2 best franchises right now, because they made it this far. That's crazy. It's gonna be the Bulls. It has to be. I mean, what a story for the Kings, though, as the 5 seed to make it this far, but the Bulls are gonna take care of it. Yeah, they win game 1. They win. Okay, the Kings bounce back. Okay. The Bulls, huh? Game 3. And the tie series, okay. Bulls, we're going to sim with Simcast. Maybe we get a close game here. If this goes all the way to 7, I will be happy as can be. The Kings are looking to bounce back. It's a close basketball game, but looks like they're getting a lead here. Yep, okay, the Kings are going to bounce back. Nice job. Big O saved them right there with a triple-double. Game 7, okay, if we get something we can jump into at the end, I would love that. If the Kings can pull off the upset, because the Bulls are an insane... Nah. Jordan made sure. Jordan made sure, ladies and gentlemen, that, yeah, the Bulls did it. Derrick Rose with 28 and 12 in that game. Jordan had a nice game. Moses Malone, Jimmy Butler. The Bulls are just a franchise I should have thought of. I don't even know how I didn't think of that. They got the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really should have said they could have made the finals too. But nonetheless, in this experiment, the Bulls are the greatest franchise we have ever seen. If you guys like this video, make sure to check out my video where I only had 3 seconds to draft a team that can go 82-0. Y'all do not want to miss it. But for now, it's been Teebs. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all soon.